My name is Richie IBDSF Jr., and I am 13 years old. I was diagnosed with ulcerative colitis in September 2012 at the age of 12. That was when my life was turned upside down. Up until that day, I was a normal boy who loved playing all sports. My favorite sport was football. I had been playing football since the age of 6. I would attend off-season workouts and football camps to better my game. During the preseason of the 2012 season is when I started getting the first symptoms of having UC. I was having stomach pains, frequent restroom visits, and started seeing traces of blood. I was scared to tell my parents what was going on. When I finally told my father about the blood, I could tell he was worried and did not know what to do. All he said was, "Okay, let's keep an eye on it and see if it goes away." I kept on practicing the rest of the week and nothing changed. I went back to my parents to let them know, and they quickly took me to urgent care. The doctor there said I had a small tear due to constipation and told me to take laxative to relieve the constipation. As you can imagine, it made things worse. My pain level was at a 10, my restroom visits were every 15 minutes, and the blood was worse. The only time all would stop was during my football games. For those 2 hours, I felt as if I was still a normal boy. The following week, we went back to my doctor to let him know what was going on, and he said we had probably overdid it with all the meds, and now had to take Imodium to stop it all. Now I felt the worst stomach pains, but the restroom visits slowed down. After the second game of the season, which would be my last, because we went back to the doctor, he then requested a referral to see a GI doctor. By this time, my parents were not waiting any longer and called Children's Hospital. I was seen and a colonoscopy was scheduled later that week. I remember waking up with so much pain, confused, didn't know where I was at, and most of all, scared. But I remember asking my parents after the procedure, did they fix me? Well, they didn't, but at least they had a name for what I had. It was ulcerative colitis. I was hospitalized for 8 days, given lots of meds, and things got somewhat back to normal. During a visit to my GI, he and his nurses recommended we get in contact with the IBD Support Foundation. Upon attending my first meeting, I was scared because I didn't know anybody there, and I was nervous to tell people about my experiences. When I first walked into the hotel, I met some great new people who welcomed me to IBDSF and told me what IBDSF was about. As the meeting started, we talked as a whole group with all the parents. After the introduction of IBDSF, they split up the parents from the kids. As I walked into the room where all the children were going to, I was having butterflies in my stomach. As the facilitator came in, I was able to tell that everyone else has been to one of these before. When it started, the facilitator made each of us share our name, age, what hospital we are from, and our diagnosis. After that, we did an activity based on our feelings. The activity was to design a pie chart based on our feelings with either UC or Crohn's. I split mine up into 2 sections, before and after my diagnosis. After that support group, I felt like it really helped attending because I was able to let my feelings out and everyone knew what I had gone through. If I had any advice for anyone where it was their first time going through a support group, I would say not to be nervous because everyone there knows what you are going through. At the IBDSF support groups, everyone gets to share their experiences and gets to meet people who have what you have and know what you are going through. Now, if I had any advice for anyone who was first diagnosed with IBD, it would be different. I would tell them not to be worried because worrying will make it worse. You have to have that trust for your doctor and especially your parents. With my experiences with IBD, I learned that it is important to remember to take all your meds. Make a calendar, put a reminder on your phone, but do something to remember to take all your meds. Due to me dealing with ulcerative colitis, I will not be able to play football this year. But just because this illness came into my life does not mean it will stop me from doing what I love. Sometimes I like to remember to never give up. Thank you very much for your time.